So I wanted to check out NASCAR VR at Talladega Super Speedway and see what the experience is like and how it goes. Hello everyone, we're on iRacing and we're playing the NASCAR Cup Series at Talladega Super Speedway. As well, I'm using an Oculus Quest 2 for this video. Now you're seeing everything from my left eye perspective. I couldn't find a way to record like both eyes or the right eye, whatever. It was just all you were seeing in iRacing was from the left eye. But I can tell you, this experience is absolutely insane. Let me know if the camera shake maybe was a little bit too much. I tried to move my head as little as possible so you guys don't throw up when you of course are watching the video, and so I don't throw up at this point when I am commentating over top of the video after I've recorded it here now. So this is absolutely insane, probably the coolest experience that I've had in a NASCAR like gaming experience in terms of immersion and whatnot. You're here in iRacing, it's a full-blown simulator, and now you're getting the actual in-car perspective, driver eye view. Obviously in iRacing you're locked to the cockpit, but it's a whole different scenario. I mean, what you are seeing right now is exactly what I was seeing. I don't have a microphone, a keyboard, a monitor, in my line of sight. I'm just staring right at what you exactly are seeing as well. And I also tried to make it a bit more immersive with the mirrors, so I don't have like a virtual mirror. I just have the side mirror on the left there, and I have the rear view camera that the next gen car has on top of the roof, of course, that's pointing towards the back. So trying to keep it as immersive as I could, and it was a pretty calm race. We're doing 25 laps here. You see it in the bottom right where the lap count is, but not a lot of 3 wide action. But I can tell you, this gets insane. And here we are actually going 3 wide now. Up on the outside, they were going 4 wide briefly. This is Chase Elliott, 4 wide in the middle. I'm trying to navigate around. You see me looking around a lot, obviously. When you're 3 wide, even 4 wide at times, there is so much at Talladega that you have to manage. I mean, you're looking to see who's helping you from behind, which right now I have the 4 of Kevin Harvick, but you're also trying to see who's on your inside at this point. Fortunately, I was up towards the top, so I'm not having to worry about who is on my right side. But I wanted to get some experience and kind of understand what it was like to be in 3 wide middle, even 4 wide middle. So you're going to see me migrate down a lane here shortly now and just kind of get a vibe basically. But I also wanted to test out how quickly we can move forward. Now 22 laps to go at this point here in Talladega, and we are moving forward here. We're up in towards the top 10, right behind the number 10 of Eric Almirola. But now we're 3 wide middle. Here comes Daniel Suarez to my outside. I'm getting side drafted and pulled back a little bit. This is where I feel like you see the most camera movement, is when I'm 3 wide in the middle, because I'm just looking all over the place here. You got cars coming on the right, cars coming on the left. The biggest challenge I've noticed in this scenario is just understanding, where everything is around you, how close everything is to you. You can see me struggle right there. I get into the door of the 14 of Chase Briscoe, but this experience in VR is absolutely insane, and it feels like it's from that IRL perspective. When you're coming up on the back of a car, it feels like a legitimate object, unlike when I'm looking at just a monitor. It just kind of feels like an imaginary thing. I feel like I'm a lot more, I think a lot more about the moves that I want to make when I'm in VR versus when I'm just on a monitor. For some reason, it's kind of weird, but yeah, it just seems to work like that. But I jump up 3 wide again to the outside, and we're trying to get to the back of Ross Chastain here in that number 1 machine. A bit of a check up there. He was behind the 5 Valvoline Chevrolet of Kyle Larson. At this point, 20 laps to go in this race, giving a little shot to the back of the 1. He would get separated from us, but we would run him back down. As you see me looking, that was actually just trying to see how many frames I was pulling. So I was only pulling about 35 frames per second or so on average throughout this whole race. It looks a lot better than that in the recording, actually, I've noticed, but that's what I noticed in VR. We were now 4 wide in the middle, and we made it through. I was just glad that we survived. And here you're going to see me jump up to this 3rd lane, get to the back of Eric Jones. A huge shot to the back bumper there of the 43. A lot of camera movement in this moment, and oh my goodness, it was shaking a lot here. Now, like I said, I tried to keep my head movement to an absolute minimum. They're still 4 wide behind me, and you can see that in the rear view camera here, but I'm sticking with this 43 of Eric Jones, and we just continue to try and move ourselves forward. We haven't led anything yet, and I wanted to try and lead some laps, so here I am pushing Jones to the lead of the race past Ty Gibbs. He's going to jump down to the inside as iRacing AI always do. That will propel us to the lead here in Talladega now, so we'll take that, but the question is how long can we hold on to it now? From a VR perspective, this really is a new dynamic. You are seeing me just, tilt my head and look up towards the rear view camera a lot, trying to just get an idea of where the traffic is. Unfortunately, Daniel Suarez is going to breeze right past and bring Bubba Wallace as well with him in the 23 Toyota Camry. So we, just as quickly as we got the lead, we lost the lead. So we were now 3 wide on the inside, and I found from the VR perspective, the inside of 3 wide was the most probably uncomfortable, surprisingly. You would feel like it would be probably in the middle lane, but no, I found the inside to be the most uncomfortable, so I immediately jumped back up once I fell back far enough. The inside always goes backwards at plate tracks when it comes to iRacing AI experience, so yeah, I was looking for an opportunity to jump up as soon as I could. So we find ourselves again 3 wide, 4 wide in middle here. LaJoy and Jones on the outside, and one of the cars, that's the 42 of Hocevar on my inside right there. Briefly, we get through without issue, but that was a bit intense to say the least here now, as we have about half of this race complete at this point now in these 25 laps, as you can see us working our way back up towards the front again. It really does give you a new perspective on even, I would say, just the plate racing, how you can view it as a skill set when you do it in VR. I feel like you just put yourself in a bit closer to an actual driver's eye view. It really gives you a new idea of how plate racing actually works. So VR has done a really good job with that here in iRacing now. But here I am working with the 45 of Tyler Reddick here, trying to give him a bit of a shove here now down this front straightaway towards the rundown in towards turn number 1. Larson up there with the 42 of Hocevar as well. Only 12 laps to go at this point. Now I do actually intentionally want to get into a crash and just see what that experience is like, crashing at Talladega in VR. I mean, who doesn't want to do that, right? So I was definitely setting that up now with 10 laps to go at this point now. Still pushing Reddick towards the front. He's going to jump down when he takes the lead. There he goes. And that's going to allow me to once again just cruise by on the outside. That middle lane or that third lane are the 2 quickest lanes when it comes to iRacing AI, but I did not clear the 45, and there's a third lane coming, so we're about to be 3 wide for the lead as we cross the stripe. You can see me looking all over the place. Who's coming left? Who's coming right? Who's helping me from behind as well as we go down through towards turn 1? But things would kind of get sorted here down the back straightaway. I'm in behind the 38 of Todd Gilliland, giving him a bit of a shot to the bumper. I felt like in VR, with just how much larger the cars are and how much more realistically sized it feels, I was a lot more hesitant to actually get on the bumper of a car, but it was kind of like those little things that I've already mentioned that felt a little bit different, and it kind of made me drive differently. I don't think it made me drive better though at the end of the day. I've tried VR on normal tracks before, and I'm definitely slower in VR versus a normal monitor, but here we are coming to these closing laps now. Lap 17 of 25, and we're 3 wide on the outside again, and now helping that 24 of Byron Hocevar once again as well out front here in Talladega. But again, you can see this higher lane just gets one heck of a run down these straightaways specifically. We breeze past. I mean, look at that run. We push the 24 to the front, and as soon as he can jump down, he takes the opportunity. We go to the lead yet again here. Now, as you can see, here comes the 17 of Chris Buescher. I'm trying to cover up the lanes behind me. There's 2 lanes we got to cover. Larson, and I believe that's Austin Dillon as well in the 3. Larson can't seem to decide where he wants to go, but he jumps down eventually right behind myself here. Now, we were door to door with the 17 into turn number 3 as we continue running up front here now, but that third lane's coming again. That's Ty Gibbs in the background, who's about to come up into the mix here. We're about to be 3 wide again for the lead. It looks like a real possibility. I am clear low at this point in time, but I didn't want to go down there because I know we're going to go backwards. So Gibbs is going to go by on the outside. Here comes Buescher, though, fighting back. I got help from Larson, and again, it just really, when you're in VR, you feel just how close this is, with cars on the inside, cars on the outside here. I'm washing up the track. Contact right there with someone. That was the 38 of Todd Gilliland. We save it. We keep it going. But now, 7 laps ago, I said, all right, I want to actually get into a crash, and actually tried to wreck Ty Gibbs right there, and I failed miserably. I have damage turned off, so it'll damage our car temporarily, and then it will immediately fix it. So I, at this point, said, okay, let's start a crash and just get that VR effect. And then after that, we're going to have just a quick little dash, you know, 2 or 3 laps here to determine a victory in Talladega. So to set it up, we come through down this back straightaway. We'll go around the outside of the 54. I wanted to start an accident up towards the front of the pack here. You can see me really looking left there to get down in line. There was a big gap between cars. And as we go through 3 and 4, we're going to run down the 21 and the 42. And we're going to get to the back of Carson Hocevar here in towards the tribal. And this is the perfect opportunity to just dump the guy, but I actually wrecked myself. But there you have it. Yeah. I don't really know if that lives up to the expectation I had, to be honest. Now, maybe if the wreck was crazier and there was a lot more cars piling in, you know, I want to get T-boned at like 180 miles per hour in VR and then see what that feels like. That would be kind of fun. But nonetheless, this would set us up for a caution and a 3-lap dash, and they are all stomping the brakes on the restart. So we're going to break all rules here and jump up a lane on the restart before we get to the start-finish line. The question is, can we go from outside of the top 20 to the front in 3 laps? Look at the separation in the pack up there. I don't know exactly what happened. iRacing AI still pretty weird. I get questions all the time, when is the iRacing career mode coming back? The answer is quite simply, and I've said it many times, but when iRacing fixes their oval AI, the road course AI is very solid. The oval AI used to be pretty good, but it's not anymore, and they haven't seemed to make any improvements on it. So they did like an update, and it just ruined the oval AI. They make no mistakes, and they're just on rails the whole time. They run perfect. It's just not fun to race against, so that's why the career mode is dead. So yeah, stay tuned. You never know, iRacing might fix it here. But I'm kind of interested to try other events in VR. I want to maybe do a Daytona 500 VR, maybe for the Daytona week next year. But focusing back in on the action here, a lap and a half to go. I'm following Daniel Suarez through the middle there of Denny Hamlin, so 2 lanes is all we're really seeing right now, surprisingly. Coming to the final lap here in Talladega, the 3rd lane's not really developed at all. No one's really trying it. Hamlin tried it, just like he usually does in real life. He's gone backwards, however, and he's out of the mix for the victory. So we're coming to the white flag, and now it's time to get aggressive, but look at this. This is going to change the shift of this lane. The inside stalling as the white flag is out as we head down towards turn number 1. Alex Bowman leading that inside lane. We're behind that 99 of Suarez. I'm leaving a bit of a gap between us and him because I was waiting to see maybe he'll jump up a lane and we can just push him hard, but it's not going to happen. Jones drops down to the inside. Suddenly, we're 3rd in line on the outside. Now we're going to be 2nd in line. Hocevar jumps down to the inside. We already know Suarez, if he gets clear, he's going to jump down as well. There he goes, and all of a sudden, the paths are clear. Can we go to the outside of the 99 of Daniel Suarez? We've got help from Gibbs, who jumps down to the inside, jumps back up to the top with myself. We clear the 99, and now it's all about just watching that rear view camera and covering those cars to the start-finish line, down the front straightaway and through the tri-oval. Gibbs not really going too aggressive. Now he goes to the inside. Now he goes to the top. We cover it off both ways. We're going to win in Talladega in VR. How about that? That was absolutely insane. At some certain moments, of course, as we crash again this time after the race. But some of those moments were wild. 3 wide in the middle in VR, and 4 wide at times as well, is absolutely insane. And now we get to do a burnout here in Talladega VR. That was absolutely awesome. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed seeing the VR perspective, let me know down below. If you threw up, let me know. I made it through the whole video. Pretty happy about that. But if you want to see it again, let me know. It might just be a one-time thing and just trying it out. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.